Hello everyone, this is Rexer from the YouTube channel NotQuiteThereGaming, and today I have for you another Warframe video. Let's get started, shall we? What is best in MAG? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of their corpus drones. Or something along those lines. This is a MAG build. I chose to use MAG Prime, but there isn't really that big a difference between MAG and MAG Prime. I'll tell you what you need to do to achieve the same build. It's just a matter of another forma. I liked the skin, of course, and obviously I wanted to have a little less work, but you should be able to do it with MAG, no problem. This build is something I devised when researching my Warframes primer video. I found out that it's actually really easy to level MAG with certain skills of hers. She is undoubtedly the best caster Warframe when it comes to dealing with corpus. Regarding the other factions, well, Crush is pretty good and it stays pretty good for a while if you boost it, but well, we'll get into that later. First of all, obviously Reactor, 2 formas for MAG Prime. You'll need 3 formas for MAG. I changed her aura polarity to tactical because I like tactical. MAG Prime has an extra attack polarity. You'll have to give MAG this attack polarity, and you'll have to give either of them a defensive polarity. The aura that we will be slotting is Energy Siphon, of course. MAG's energy pool is lacking, and you need Energy Siphon to supplement that as much as possible. I get into my dissatisfaction with MAG's energy pool in the Warframes primer video if you want to listen to that. If not, just trust me, it's a real sore spot for me. Her first ability is Pull. And compared to how I presented it in the aforementioned video, which I seem to be mentioning an awful lot, Pull is decidedly just a crowd control feature at high levels of play. It does deal good damage, especially against Corpus because of the damage typing, but it's not enough to kill people. You have better abilities, at least faster abilities. You can do some cool things with it, and well, it's not the main focus of this build. That's the gist of it. Next, we will be slotting Crush. Why skip directly to Crush? Because I want to save one ability to rant about and one ability to praise profusely. Crush is what most people see of MAG. It's her area of effect damage ability. It is flashy, it's very satisfying to use, but the damage kind of scales off pretty fast at high levels. Even if you boost it, it's kind of sad, but it has its uses. Even at high levels, by using it after Shield Polarize on whoever survives, you can make a pretty good combo, provided that you have the energy pool for it, of course. So let's start with the skill that I want to rage about. Well, not rage about. I kind of got that out of my system. But Bullet Attractor is a skill that I really don't see the use of anymore. It would have been good at low levels against bosses because it kind of boosts the damage of the entire team. It would have been, but bosses these days are locked to stages, and because they are locked to stages, Bullet Attractor kind of fizzles if you go over with the duration. Not that the duration is that long anyway. Anyway, it's not a very good skill, and I urge you to skip it whenever possible. You can probably make a mag build that makes Bullet Attractor into something wonderful, but it would do so at the expense of the things that actually work on mag. And the skill that I really like about mag is Shield Polarize. Why do I like it? Well, I was very skeptical about it in my previous Warframes primer video, but I kind of grew to like it more and more as I was testing it for that video. Initially I was skeptical about it because it does damage based on a percentage of enemy shields, and I wasn't really sure if that is enough to actually kill enemies. And certainly at base unboosted levels of damage it kind of isn't. Sometimes is, if you're lucky. Well, I don't really want to delve too much into that, because if you boost it with power strength, it's just phenomenal. It's just brutal. The range is great. Too bad the explosions don't pierce obstacles. That can lead to some pretty embarrassing circumstances. But because it actually does damage based on enemy shields, it scales with them. It scales with them very nicely. So mag has potential to do a lot of damage at any level of corpus enemies. Anyway, I really love this skill now, and I think you should try it yourself. I think you will like it too, but, and I stress this but, use power strength on it. Power strength boosts the amount of, the percentage of enemy shields that Shield Polarize strips, and also boosts the damage conversion of the ensuing explosions that result from stripped shields. So it really, really boosts the damage output of this skill. And without power focus, like I said, I'm kind of on the fence about it. So we will be starting with that. Power strength. Obviously the first skill, first mod to slot for that is focus. The original power strength enhancing mod. Not much to say about that. Next is Blind Rage. Blind Rage is a Orokin Vault only mod. It's a big boost with a drawback, sadly. And for mag, especially, this drawback is really harsh. We have to deal with that ASAP, because if we wouldn't, well, mag has 150 points of energy max at level 30. And Crush, if you max Blind Rage out, I think you wouldn't even be able to use Crush, because she wouldn't have enough energy. It's yeah, okay, I'm not gonna stress the energy pool that much. We really need power efficiency right now, so we're gonna get streamline first. Streamline, the same as focus, clear cut, straight up power efficiency. And then we're gonna actually slot fleeting expertise to combo with streamline. Now, this doesn't really give her the absolute best power efficiency. If you would take out blind rage, you would cap out at 75%, and then her 150 points of energy would really be very sufficient for spamming all sorts of skills. But we need the power. We need the power strength, and even so, with this combo, it's a pretty good efficiency. Now you'll notice that the drawback on fleeting expertise is minus the power duration. There are no skills in Mag's repertoire that use power duration except Bullet Attractor. So I'm lucky that I hate it, right? Yeah, I'm very lucky that I hate it. I used to think of Mag as all her 4 skills, and I really couldn't figure out how to build her because Bullet Attractor was just getting in the way and I really wanted it. And then I played a lot more of her and I realized that I really don't want Bullet Attractor, so everything became really simple. I think you'll agree with me if you spend a little bit more time with Mag. Now, next, after power efficiency and power strength, we actually want some range, power range. So we need stretch. I'll put it right here. Why power range? Well, crush is really nice. Why not make it have a bigger range? Shield polarize is really nice. Why not make it have a bigger range? And obviously, by making the explosions, the shield explosions have a bigger range, you're more likely to actually kill something with them. We also want to use the Coil Mag helmet. This actually reduces her shields, and Mag has pretty beefy shields, so it's up to you if you want the extra power range and the relatively small setback to shields. Personally, I prefer taking the power range with a little bit of a hit to shields. If you don't want to accept this compromise, it's okay. You won't suffer too much from it. So speaking of shields, we should be slotting a shield enhancer. Redirection, obviously the biggest shield enhancer on the market. Why slot a shield enhancer on Mag? Well, she has really big shields to begin with, so boosting them gives her really big shields. She's basically on par with, I believe, Frost and Rhino for shields. She's really beefy. Kind of a tank caster in that respect. And she doesn't need any shield regeneration rate mods. Why? Because of shield polarize. She can basically cast one ability, admittedly at an energy cost, and instantly restore her own shields and the shields of her allies to maximum. Her maximum with this build comes somewhere around 1050 points of shields, which is quite sufficient for medium high and high low levels of enemies. After that point, you won't really be able to defend yourself. Like I was saying in some of my previous videos, they start hitting pretty hard and there's pretty much nothing you can do to stop them after a point. But until you get there, max shields will serve you really, really, really well. You'll love them. You're basically going to be a tank caster, like I said. But the problem with this build is the last slot. And it's not so much of a problem as it is that there are 3 perfectly viable mods competing for that last slot. We're going to start with the predictable choice. The predictable choice for me is enemy sense. Why is enemy sense a really good pick for mag? Well, pull works through obstacles. Shield polarize works through obstacles, though the explosions ensuing from it don't pierce obstacles. Crush also works through obstacles. So with enemy sense you can tell where the enemies are, even when you don't see them, and decide for yourself if you want to cast pull on a large clump of enemies that you don't have visual on, if you want to cast shield polarize on a large clump of enemies that you don't have visual on, and the same for crush. It helps your energy efficiency in the sense that you can make more informed decisions about when you should be using your skills. So enemy sense is a really good choice in that sense. Defensively, because mag has such big shields, enemy sense isn't that big a deal. Though, obviously at very high levels of enemies, you will be using it as that as well. There are other options though. 2 good other options. The second one being flow. Why flow? Well, mag has very, very little energy max. We tried to enhance her power efficiency, but it doesn't go that far. It's like, well, her abilities use a lot of energy. We get a surplus of about 45% power efficiency, if I'm doing the math right. That means that Crush will use 55 points of energy, and Shield Polarize, I think, will use about half that. 27.5 or so. But her maximum energy pool is 150. 150. I promised myself I wouldn't stress that too much. You get the point, I hope. So with Flow, she would get a maximum energy pool of 300, allowing her to cast whenever she damn well pleases. Pardon my language. That in itself is a very good advantage to have for this build, for mag in general. But that's not the end of it. The last mod that you might consider slotting is Vigor. Vigor is a nightmare mode reward, and it's a bit, it's the decidedly defensive choice. You get more shields and more health. Like I said in my next video, more health is very useful in this day and age after damage 2.0, because some types of damage pierce your shields and go straight to your health. So you might want a little bit of extra health, and speaking from experience, you can end up dying from health damage even with your shields up if you play for a long period of time. It also adds a little bit more shields, making you that much more tanky. They have uses in different situations. That is, they are more useful in certain different situations. My personal favorite, of course, is going to have to be enemy sense. Why? Well, if you do a non-endless defense mission with mag, you'll want that information that helps you decide when you need to cast the skills. If you're doing an endless defense, which is what I frequently do, you might want to switch enemy sense for flow or vigor. And regarding the fast leveling strategy that I was talking about at the start, you can level up really fast in an endless defense. Let me just get the name of it for you, actually. I usually go on Pluto, I believe, and Narcissus. It's a very high level corpus. Well, yeah, very high level after you get going corpus defense mission. And you can get a lot of experience for mag by casting shield polarize in that mission. Obviously, try to put focus on. You won't need pull, you won't need crush. Focus on shield polarize, exploding large clumps of enemies. It's basically the same as leveling Nova. You destroy everyone and get lots of points for it. So that has been pretty much it for my mag build. I enjoy mag now, certainly a lot more than I did before I wanted to make my Warframes primer video. But I save her for Corpus missions. She's really great against Corpus. Against Grenier and Infested, I have better choices, and you might consider holding her back like that yourself. Anyway, this has been it for my mag prime build. If you've enjoyed this video or found it informative, please remember to subscribe for more. This has been Rexer from the YouTube channel NotQuiteThereGaming, entertaining a few coughing fits during this, so you'll see a bit of editing, sorry. And time to play some Warframe. Bye bye.